Well, greetings, faithful followers. I'm Brother Jack Angry, and this is Infrena, the cougar from hell.
Hello, everyone.
And we wanted to take a minute here to give a special shout out to a good friend of ours, our friends at the Shilling Shockers TV show, namely Penny Dreadful the 13th, and her husband and sidekick, Guru the Werewolf. Their real-life counterparts, Danielle Gallagher and Magoo Gallagher, you know, they've had some rough times over the last year or so. Her husband, Magoo, who plays Guru the Werewolf, has been battling cancer, and as you know, with this kind of an illness and the treatments you have to go through to keep it at bay, obviously that takes a toll on a person emotionally, physically, and most importantly, financially.
Family.
Yes, and it takes a toll on the family. I know Penny's, or Danielle has taken up, to try and do her best to cover any lost income by working more than one job. And that's been especially hard on her, and, we salute her for that, and Magoo for everything he does. That's why we want to tell you about a site on GoFundMe.com. It's Magoo's medical expenses, and we'll be putting a link here at the bottom of this announcement here, and it may be on the screen right now. I'm sure you'll be able to see it, but please take a moment to go to the site, follow that link, and donate what you can, even if it's just a few dollars or as little as $5. Every little bit helps. This is going to help Magoo recap or recover what he's lost for wages, what he's lost for, it's going to help make his medical expenses, and it's going to help with the things, give him the peace of mind that he can concentrate on his fight and hopefully make a full recovery. And that's what we're all pulling for here. The crew, myself, Infrena, Brother James, Torrid, Dedra, we're all pulling for Magoo to make a complete recovery. And for him to do that, he's got to focus 100% on fighting his illness and coming back better and stronger than before in 2014. And we want to help that happen. So even if you can't donate, or you can only donate a few bucks, if you can't donate, then spread this around. Like this video on Facebook. Share it with your friends, your family, your Facebook friends, your Twitter friends. Let's get Magoo the support he needs to beat this and to come back stronger than ever. So, I'm Brother Jack Angry, along with Infrena, and from the rest of the crew here at the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. Magoo, keep fighting. Hang in there, buddy. We've all got your back on this.
Show support that there's people out there that actually care.
That's
when
right.
You're in that situation.
And we know that, I check the site every day, and we know that many of you care. A lot of you have donated. They're at over 50% towards their goal. So with a little bit more love, a little more support, we can get them to where they need to be so that Magoo can focus on his recovery without having to worry about covering these expenses. And we're going to do everything we can, and we hope you will too. So thank you and enjoy.
Greetings, faithful followers. I'm Infrena, and this here's Brother Jack Angry with the Omaha Angry Brothers Rama.
Well, greetings, faithful followers. Hello, Infrena, and don't you look lovely today? It's been a while since we've seen you here at the Monastery of Mayhem with the holidays and everything, and we missed having you on the show, and welcome back.
Well, I missed you all too. How was your holiday?
Well, it's been better. The Great Beast was on a rampage, and and Brother Jack kind of took his lumps on a few things, but we all got through it okay. Everybody survived, And so we're looking forward to a new 2014. A lot of great things in the works. Had a lot of really great responses from all our faithful followers. Lots of cards and letters, you know.
That's good to hear.
Well, yes, and you know, it's like got some interesting feedback about our erstwhile competitors. Red-headed hack, loser, major dick. I still haven't gotten rid of this cough, but
So
you know.
what is new in the world? What do we have to look forward to in the future?
Well, we're going to be making an appearance at the 36th annual Groundhog Prom, which is Saturday, February the 1st at the Sokol Auditorium. And for the exact location and ticket prices, you can Google that. I do know tickets are $8 beforehand and $10 the day of the show. So you can basically just get them through any Ticketmaster outlets. You can order them from the Sokol directly, and you can pay with a credit card or any other method that you have available. We're going to be trying to make an appearance at the Best of the Midwest Tattoo Convention, which is on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're going to be there one of those days, and we're still talking with the management and the promoters of that to get that details, and we'll come back. We'll let you know when we do find out about that. So, Infrena, what's been happening to you over the holidays?
Oh, it was actually a great holiday. I spent a lot of time with my family, you know.
Well, that's
from
good.
Hell. Family from hell. And it was
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, how is down below? Caligula still throwing those wild parties? You know, it's like, I didn't get my invite this year, and frankly, I'm kind of pissed off about that.
I have to go back to the Sokol. So for those that have no idea what exactly it is, you get to wear a costume, funny costume, sexy costume, in disguise costume. As long as you don't come up and pinch my butt or something, I'll be fine.
Well, and if you do, if you do, then God help you, because Brother Jack won't. I'll be right there kicking your ass with everyone else. But anyway, the theme of the Groundhog Prom this year is come as who you are not. Basically, it's to honor the Snowden and the whistleblowing at the WikiLeaks.
Wiki.
So come as your favorite whistleblower, and you know, or come as your favorite whatever blower, you know. But just make sure that you come, because it's going to be a really great party.
I remember last year's experience when I was there.
Oh yes, well you were there, we were there, and we shot a lot of really great content. We met a lot of really interesting people.
Had a fan/friend that's on my Facebook say, "Wow, your boobs aren't as big as I thought." So just saying, the camera does make you look a little bit bigger than what you are, even though I am an Amazon, I'd say.
Well,
sexy Amazon.
There's nothing wrong with that, people, trust me. It's like, you know, it's like, God, one of these days I'll get me some rope and climb Mount Infrena here and let you know how that all goes.
Just one wine bottle in each chest.
Hey, gotta love that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We also met, that's where we met Lady Torrid, and...
Yes, that was when I first met her in you.
That's right.
And didn't know that she would be appearing on shows with us. So
Well, yes, and you know, we've really got to get her back here. I've talked to, I've had several, I put out a casting call for to fill some of the parts here, to maybe get a few other people coming in on the show, you know, when you can't do it, or when Brother James or Torrid can't be here, you know, to try and get some new people on the show, which
I'm
is
afraid
always...
to know what's going to go down when I'm off.
Well, I mean, last week we had Dedra, the groupie corpse, and that's been working out well, and we've got some really great announcements in regards to Dedra's hit list, which is, you'll be seeing some information about that on the blog and the website here. We want to throw a big shout out to some of our favorite horror hosts, namely Penny Dreadful and her husband Guru. Guru's alter ego in the human world, Magoo Gelater, has been waging a battle for the last 1.5 to 2 years with cancer, and it has taken a toll on him financially, emotionally, and physically, particularly the chemotherapy, and and the other portions of the treatment he has to go through. So there is a really great site called GoFundMe.com, and there'll be a link for that at the end of the show, which you can check. Also, you can look for a special tribute message to Magoo and Penny Dreadful on our YouTube page, and we'll be shooting that today as well. But now we're going to get... is there anything else you wanted to add before
I think that's it. I was just full of information today.
Well, yes, one of those great days. Got a lot of great things to talk about. But we're now on with the movie, and this is a really great one. It's Roger Corman's 1980 sea monster or sea mutant classic, Humanoids from the Deep. Now, this movie stars Ann Turkel, and she's really the only really well-known person that I could tell you about who is in it. The rest of them is a pretty relatively unknown cast, but...
Just a lot of naked women.
Hey.
I see naked people.
Yep. Great, works for us, you know. It's like, this is not Shakespeare, but to give you a little bit on the plot of the movie, basically a small California seaside town is being terrorized by a race of mutant sea monsters, basically half man, half reptile /
Scientifically.
fish. They're genetic engineered. They were genetically engineered and somehow escaped into the wild at some point. And now they're coming back to shore to look for human women's to mate with and create more mutants, you know.
And guess where they...
Hey, well, you know, you get your best business on
Never
Main
mind.
Street. The film, Roger Corman filmed this movie in... I believe 78 and 79. It wasn't released until 1980 because of some problems he had with the film production company and a few other things. But
I was 5 years old.
that's right. Brother Jack would have been... Let's see. Brother Jack would have been pretty much a little tyke. He would have been about 15 at that time. Just a little tyke myself, more or less. Well, I was a snotty, obnoxious, pimply-faced teenager, and not a lot has changed on that, you know, except I don't have the pimples anymore. According to some people, I'm still a snotty, obnoxious teenager, but hey, what can you say? The sheriff of the town and a scientist from the genetic engineering lab attempt to fight...
Which is a female.
Yes, which is played by Ann Turkel, who you would know as an international model, and really big during the 80s on many, many sitcoms. Love Boat, Fantasy Island, just to name a few. You can Google her and you can find out more
That's
about
where
her.
I've seen her before, Love Boat.
Hey, really,
I watched that one.
really gorgeous girl too. I mean, one of the top models of that time. But she is working with the sheriff to try and stop the mutants before they rape or impregnate any local girls and create more mutants. You know, it's a really good, bloody movie, and we'll have more on it at the break. So we're bringing you tonight Humanoids from the Deep, starring Ann Turkel, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. I'm Brother Jack Angry and Infrena, so enjoy.
Enjoy.
Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. I'm Brother Jack Angry, along with Infrena, the cougar from hell.
Cougar from hell.
Yes, it's like, and a lovely one she is, too. Tonight's movie is Roger Corman's Humanoids from the Deep, starring Ann Turkel. What did you think of the movie so far, faithful followers? I mean, don't you just love the way these creatures just come out of the ocean, you know, grab these girls and have their way with them and all...
cut heads off.
Yep, I think I believe a dog got killed somewhere, mauled by one of the creatures, and that scene, it's like, isn't that funny the way horror movies are? They could wipe out the whole damn town, rape every woman in sight.
Turn the clothes off really fast.
There you go, but you kill one dog and everybody just about falls apart from grief.
How about the kids?
Yeah, it's like, kids, fuck them, who needs them, dime a dozen.
Oh my god.
Well, it's like, you know, what's the big thing?
That's the beginning. The first one that gets killed is a kid.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Son, do this, do that, do this. Next thing you know, whoops, my son's dead.
Well, it's like, hey, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, thank God the insurance was paid. Paid that life insurance premium. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at in the news here in Omaha. I mean, you've got the little toddler dropping the F-bomb on tape. I mean, it's like, look at the two mental giants who put that all together. I mean, what does that tell you about parents right there?
Yeah. I have no comment to that.
Yeah.
Because there's different opinions, and I kind of see both. Like, there was more to that story than just that incident. There's like some shooting before that.
Well, that's true, but I mean,
it should have happened a long time ago, and then they're on. So I kind of see where everyone's coming from.
Yes, this is true, but I mean, at that age,
it's true. Parents should not do that.
Yeah, it's not something you want to. You don't want to get your kids started on a life of thuggery. And is that even a word? Thuggery.
Is that in the dictionary?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check with the Webster people on that one and look that one up, because I don't even think that's a word. Thuggery. Anybody out there got a thought or opinion?
Well, I want a vocab word because Fergalicious definition, and then I think Miley has one now, right? She has her own little definition.
What, twerking it?
Probably, yeah, twerk it.
It's like cockroaches, it's we're on our way out. I mean, we're on our way out. Although
words with no much meaning.
There you go, but
it's about being diva-ish.
It's like, and don't get me started on that, because that's a word I truly hate, is diva.
I don't like the word diva either.
Girls walk around, oh, I'm a diva. It's like, no, you're not. You're a bitch, honey. Plain and simple. Look, if you look diva up in the dictionary, the purest form of the word diva comes from the Hindi word devi, which means a spirit of the air. So, if you've got a stick shoved up your ass the size of Montana, and you're thinking that you're all in a bag of chips and a pickle on the side, you are not a diva. You are a stuck-up idiot. So, go and deal with that.
So diva means like you're bling-bling.
Well, technically a diva, opera singers were called divas because they were considered to be at the top of their game, which was the singing. And we've popular culture has taken that word and just kind of bent it over and, sodomized it 6 ways from Sunday. And now we get, Beyonce, Miley Cyrus, and Fergie all thinking they're divas. And
it's not so bad.
It's like, well, okay, Fergie maybe, but Miley, it's like, come on. It's like, I'm sure Billy Ray is thinking, yeah, I should have pulled out when I had the chance, Should have just right all over her back, and I could have avoided all this. But at least she I still get my 10% manager's fee, I still get my payments that way. But anyway, just to a little segue here. Read an interesting article on Yahoo. The Darwin Awards came out, and if you don't know anything about what the Darwin's Awards are, that is a yearly award where the Darwin Award Institute gives a award posthumously to the people who have most aided the human gene pool by removing themselves from it as fast as possible. And this guy, this was a story in, I believe it was Palo Alto, California. A gasoline thief was making his usual rounds through his local mobile home park. And by mobile home, I mean RV, not the big trailers, not the prefab housing kind, and siphoning gasoline. Well, he proceeded to about his second or third trailer. He had stuck the hose into the gas tank and took a big old hit on the hose, and then the next thing you know, the paramedics and the police are being called because this guy is basically laying on the side of the road, dying, vomiting, dying, and going into convulsions. But here's the kicker, folks. He did not get a mouthful of gasoline. What he did is he put the hose in the RV sewage tank.
Oh!
And got a mouthful of
shit!
and the solution that they use to break that stuff down in the tank is highly toxic. So the paramedics proceeded to load this genius up into the ambulance, laughing quite vociferously, I might add, while they were doing it. The cop who was called said, "Yeah, I didn't even bother to arrest the poor bastard. I was too busy laughing myself, but I'll get him at the hospital if he lives to go that far." So, you know, we're pretty sure the Darwin Awards are going to give this guy the 2014 Darwin Award for the best and stupidest thief category, and there are several categories. So, you know, Mr. Gasoline Thief in Palo Alto, way to go.
I think you can make gas out of that, though, can't you?
Well, it's...
Maybe he did it on purpose.
No, he just got he got the wrong tank.
You got the wrong hose?
No, he got the wrong tank. He thought he was...
I know.
Yeah, it's like, but still, it's like, you know, and that is the whole purpose of the Darwin Award, those people who choose to aid the human race by removing themselves from it. So, I just thought I'd throw that out there and, you know
your vehicles.
That's right, yeah. If you're going to be a gasoline thief, know where to put your hose. Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. What do you think of Humanoids from the Deep so far? Isn't this movie fishy? Fishy. Yeah, it's like there's. I love the scene where with the Miss Salmon pageant, the girl who is elected or voted or wins the title of Miss Salmon after she bashes in the skull of the mutant.
I was going to say, she puts in a fight there.
Yeah, she does. For a little thing, she can fight pretty good. It's like, it's like maybe she's been in one barroom fight too many.
Probably.
Hey, sounds like a Council Bluffs girl, It's like, well, that's my mess, you bitch.
I can see that happening.
Anyway, the scene where she bashes in the mutant's skull, and right after her bikini top gets ripped off, you'll notice in one scene she's completely topless, but then in the next scene you can see her sash that says Miss Salmon on it, and part of her bikini strap is hanging down her back, so it's like... Somebody must have wanted her to cover up at some point.
So was she someone important in there?
Well, she just won the title of Miss Salmon, I mean, she's not a very important actress or character, but, they had to have a fairly nice, girl with a nice figure, and so they could show her topless. And
so she made it.
Yeah, she did make it through, if I remember correctly. There was a scene where the Native American brings his mutilated dog and sets him down on the dance floor. In one scene, when he does that, the dog is completely covered in blood, and then they show the body of the dog in another scene a second or two later. The dog's completely clean. No blood, nothing, looks like he's asleep, So it's like somebody forgot to bloody up the dog on that one, So it's like, yeah, there's quite a few errors like that on this film, but it was actually, for its time, it had presented it had been a long time since they had done a sea monster film, and it kind of brought the genre back in a big way. The last big production prior to that was the 1960s with Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Creature Walks Among Us, and some of those other titles. They never really explored the sea monster, reptilian, that kind of thing. So it was not a bad, definitely not a bad start. And Turkel, nice to look at, plays the hero in the film, and we all know how that goes. So nothing wrong with that. But all in all, Humanoids from the Deep, we'd give it, out of a scale of 5 Reggies, one being the worst and 5 being the best, we're going to give this like 3 Reggies, because hey, you've got girls being molested by these giant sea monsters, fishmen as it were, and you can't really ask for anything more than that. It is what it is. Any thoughts on the movie there?
It just reminded me of Alien when the one lady had given birth to that monster. Oh,
that's right. They do.
They come out the belly.
Well, yeah. Well, that playhouse is getting wrecked.
It's like, so glad I didn't have C-section just looking at that shit.
You know, it's like, hey, it could have been like Alien, you know, they come bursting out of the chest or something.
Oh, that's what it was, a chest, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, they did it C-section, but hey, you know, it's like...
Might be able to live through that.
Yeah, they never know. It's like, here you go, ma'am. It's a 5-pound bouncing baby salmon.
It bites and eats your
Yeah.
cord.
It's like, I suggest you dip that kid in tartar sauce right away. You know, it's like, dip them in batter.
No, it's going to start humping things right away.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah, it's like, if that wants to hump your leg, I got 2 words of advice. Let it. You know?
It's just natural.
Yeah, it's... Well, okay, it's like, I guess your definition and mine differ by natural, so I'm just going to let that one go. But anyway, you know, and that kind of concludes tonight's movie, Humanoids from the Deep, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. This is one of those movies that, you know, it's considered a classic because of its genre, the violent content of it, the concept behind it, and it's done by one of the greatest horror directors that there is, Roger Corman. You know, so we can't complain about that at all. And, you know, we highly encourage everyone to go out and look for this movie. Find it on Netflix, find it on Hulu if you can, or if you can download it from a torrent site. Do whatever you have to do to get it. Definitely a movie that you don't want to miss. You know, and...
Sure.
Well,
I mean, it really wasn't that bad for a monster movie.
Well, yeah.
An older monster movie. It felt like it... I mean, the kid dies in the beginning. It felt like it took a half hour to get it going.
Well,
That's
yeah,
usually
it had a slow.
Every older movie.
It had a slow start, but once it got rolling,
Every
I mean,
scary movie's like that.
there you go. They kind of got a build up to that, but sometimes the build up takes
It's
longer.
like, come on, damn it! I'm eating my popcorn. It's almost gone.
You know, it's like, you know, I'm waiting for the microwave to go off. You know, it's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't want to miss anything. But next week, the movie is going to be The Beast from Haunted Cave. It's the 1959 story of a group of thieves who attempt to rob a gold mine and end up running afoul of a giant spider-like creature that lives in the cave, and as they are systematically picked off one by one. You know, the film starred nobody I ever really heard of. It's a black and white piece from 1959, but we're thinking you're going to enjoy it here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. I'm Brother Jack Angry along with Infrena. Enjoy, unpleasant dreams, and keep
America on top.
Watch Horror Host, y'all. Good night.
Good night.
3, 2, 1, go. Great.
I always forget that last part though. That's why I can never finish.